You are entering the Urban Suite with Dr. Lisa LaCon. Let's talk about urban issues plaguing our community.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Let's talk about mental health.
Hello, my urbanites. Welcome to the Urban Suite with me, Dr. Lisa LaCon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, if you tuned in at the very beginning of the show, you saw some graphics. Now, I do not engage in any Halloween activities. However, I want you to know what you just saw will tie in with what we're talking about tonight. And tonight we're talking about AI. Is it changing sex, meaning our sexuality, things of that nature, dealing with all of that stuff. But I'm going to let our producer tell us what you just saw at the very beginning, utilizing this AI technology. All right, Curtis, what did you do?
Well, that little intro right there was created like 90% by AI. Like those things there that you saw, like those background images, all of that is just text to image prompts. And then they have software that makes text to video. So then you can just go from stage to stage and take images and then make them actually into video.
So when you say text to video, you type in what you are looking to visually see and then it pops up?
Right. I'm going to show you right now what we have. See this here. Whoops. Is it showing you? That's a text to image background. So that's a text to image background. Right.
So what does that mean for people that may not understand?
I typed in neighborhood, fall, Halloween, pumpkin. And then it starts giving me random images. It starts giving me random images and stuff. And then some of them look good and some of them look weird. And I'm going to take you out again for a second to show you another one when I just typed Halloween City. Okay. This is what happened when I typed Halloween City. See, like there's like it shows you, it gives you different stuff. And those are just AI generated. AI will go out into the universe of everything that's on Google and, the internet, and find pictures like of a pumpkins, find pictures of a city, find pictures of Halloween, and then mesh those things together and then give you what it thinks you want.
Interesting. So tonight we are talking about AI and when it comes to sexuality. We've talked about the good, the bad, the ugly of AI. We talked about how AI is going to affect employment opportunities. Now we're talking about how is AI going to affect sexual relations amongst humans. This is really, let me tell you, this is the question that the Daily Mail had. And listen to this. This is from 2015. Now, what year is this? We're in 2023, but this article is from 2015. The Daily Mail UK. Listen to this. Would you let a robot teach you how to have sex? Therapist says AI, quote, unquote, sex surrogates could become commonplace and even be used to treat pedophiles. This is according to the Daily Mail in 2015. So when we come back with every single thing, we're going to talk about, AI, sexuality, what's happening out there after a word from our sponsor, Blessed Ministries Incorporated, and after our missing person segment. We will be right back. Stay with us. It's going to be very interesting. All right, so this is our missing person segment. Every time I go live on my show, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have to do a missing person, and tonight is no exception. So who do we have? We have Miss Shakivia S. Carter. She's been missing since October the 30th, 2023 from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Listen, I don't have my bell here. You people from Georgia, I don't know where Lawrenceville is, but I need you to do me a favor. I need you to share this information. I need you to I need you to pass it on along, because listen to this. She's only 16 years old from Lawrenceville, Georgia. She's a female. Her race is Black. Her complexion is medium. Her height is 5'6". Her weight is 186 pounds. Her hair color is black. Her hair length is short, and her eye color is brown. Listen, I need my readers for this because this is very interesting. All right. Shakivia was last seen at her home in the 500 block of Learning Court in Lawrenceville, Georgia. All right. Circumstances of her disappearance. I need you to listen. My Spotify folks, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Google Podcasts, I need you to listen to this because you can't see her. All right. But listen to this. Family reports Shakivia was texting a person she does not know, and this person would pick her up at midnight. Family also reports Shakivia suffers from a disability and may not realize she is in a dangerous situation. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Oh, it's near Atlanta. All right. So people in Atlanta, I need you to tune in, share it with your family members that are in Atlanta, in that area. Please, please, please. Family reports Shakivia suffers from a disability and may not realize she is in a dangerous situation. She's 16, and as per this, she was texting someone that she did not know that she was going to meet at midnight. And because she has a disability, she may have a learning disability. So she may not fully understand the vulnerability that she's placing herself in. This is so sad. Listen, so anyone with information, please contact Gwinnett Police Department at 770, that's area code 770-513-5000. Again, I'm going to repeat that for my Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. That number is area code 770-513-5000. Or you can contact BAMFI, that's Black and Missing Foundation Incorporated, at 877-97-BAMFI. And BAMFI is 22634. I'm going to repeat that number again. That's BAMFI at 877-97-BAMFI. And that translates to 22634. Let's bring Shakivia Carter home.
Now, Dr. Lisa,
Yes.
to transition into the AI conversation, why don't you tell us about what you did last week? Let's talk about Hampton's homecoming, because then we'll talk about the Hampton Flyer.
Oh my gosh, I'm still recuperating. Dr. Lisa is still recuperating from this week's activities or last week's activities. We had a homecoming, and let me tell you, it was the best. I'm telling you, and let me tell you why. Outside God bestowing his beauty upon the campus, the weather was gorgeous. I saw people that I hadn't seen since the 90s, since 1991. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful.
There was a lot of people.
There were so many people. So many people. The tailgating. So the theme was Pirates Island, because we are the pirates, because Hampton is strategically placed around water on 3 or 4 sides. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we had Pirates Island, and we had 2 different sound stages. We had a sound stage where there was a live band. There was Rare Essence, my go-go band from DC. And then you had Lakeside, old school R&B. Then you had SWV. You had Jermaine Dupri. You had Amarni White. My gosh, it just went on and on and on and on and on. It was just incredible, incredible. So we have a new president. His name is President Darrell Williams, and he is on a mission. And you're supposed to ask what the mission is.
What is the mission? The
mission is to ultimately increase our endowment to $1 billion in 10 years.
Wow. Okay.
That is the mission. So every single thing goes to and toward that mission. The number one student experience, that's what his goal is, from academics, athletic, workforce development, developing and building new buildings and creating new majors. I mean, it was just beautiful.
What's the who were they playing against this year? Who's the
we played North Carolina A&T, which was fantastic because they came out heavy, they came out strong, and we won by 2 points, I think.
Oh wow, so it was a good game?
It was a good game, but I didn't even make it inside the stadium.
Oh, for real? You didn't get to see the halftime show?
I didn't see nothing except the big screen. We have big screens outside.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was with the tailgates. I was with my Soars, Zeta Phi Beta Incorporated. We had a wonderful tailgate. It was beautiful.
So you was out there with the Zetas in the
tailgate. I'm telling you, I got my Zeta shirt on. Let me see. Can you see?
Yeah.
I got my Zeta shirt on and my HU, Hampton University. So yeah, it was fantastic. It was beautiful. So
wait a minute. Is that why is that? All right, hold on. Let me pull it back up again. I was gonna say, because you guys have a thing that you guys normally do, like what is it called? Your Alumni Network Mondays?
Oh, yes. Once a month, the first Monday of the month.
Wait a minute, hold on, slow down. Say that again.
I said the first Monday of the month in northern New Jersey, we go to Papillon 25, and it's a networking event. It's for alum to meet and greet. We have a wonderful time, and you can become an active member in our chapter.
Oh, okay. Well, get into the AI, and I hope everybody comes out to that. That's next Monday is the next event.
Next Monday, yes. And it starts at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then you have a pirate blue drink.
What is that?
That's some drink that I don't drink it, but
you don't mess with it.
I don't mess with it, but it's a pirate blue drink.
Well, that's something special that they have there.
That's something special. If you join and are a member, and if you engage in beverages like that, you get a free drink. You get a ticket and a free drink.
A ticket okay, that's good. And it don't have to be the blue pirate.
No,
drink.
You can get any free drink. It doesn't have to be that, but that is our signature drink.
Okay. Well, see,
Go Pirates. Yes.
Go Pirates. And of course, like you said, they won. Congratulations
So
on
it's
their win.
interesting. We're going to segue into AI because show and play that flyer.
Okay. And that's for the Network Mondays.
All right. So you see this image up here. Now, Curtis, you can tell more about it, but I had given Curtis an idea of a flyer, whatever. So he creates the flyer. So this flyer, what is it that we're seeing?
All right. Well, we had for real images of Papillons, just that one image of the bar and the other image there of the food. So I feed those two images into the AI software and then tell it to show me more pictures of food and show me like a bar with some people. And so AI made that.
To do a Navy? People in the Navy?
No. See, that's the weird thing with AI. That's what we can talk about because it has glitches in it too because of, I don't want to say it's not just the programmers, but it's like the amount of information that's being fed into it. Like it goes by like majority. So I guess these sailor hats, I don't know where that comes from, but somebody was doing something to where they're associating
sailors with drinking at the bar.
Ooh, see, you'll be figuring it out. That's probably what it is. That's probably what it is. So like they put those images together. So you have to kind of figure your way around those types of things as well. Like when you're messing with the AI. But
so you have to specifically and strategically text the image that you want. You have to be precise in what you want.
But it's interesting because look how it's giving you different images of food and stuff like that. That doesn't really exist. Like that food looks good. You know what I'm saying?
No, it doesn't.
I mean, it looks. See, I'm
like some chocolate something.
Aesthetically, I'm saying it looks like presenting. Like it's.
And this right here is the original flyer.
Yes, that's the original. That's the original image. That's the original flyer. And then from that, I just took all the words out and gave it the background. And then it started just randomly, and it put the little. At first it was giving me like, Now,
did you have to put in Black people?
Yes, I was gonna say that I was trying to be nice, but originally it was putting in like other race people and stuff like that. So then I have to specify Black people. So then now the situation is I'm trying to get them from behind the bar to come in front of the bar. So I have to train it to have customers eating at a table instead of. In fact, you do have to kind of train the AI. That's what you're doing when you're feeding this information into it, and people have been feeding it for maybe like a year. So as time goes on, it'll get more precise and understand you better.
Right, and more advanced.
But now we have to kind of understand it. Like we have to understand how it thinks. So that's how we talk to it and try to get out of it what we want. And then in a year or two, it'll know, there'll be a good communication line established.
Interesting. All right. So this is the question that I have, and I'm going to read this. Is AI changing the way in which we relate to others sexually? Basically, will our sexual proclivities change because of advances in technology? In an article written in the Daily Mail, 2 questions were posed. Number 1, could AI be used to treat pedophiles? And number 2, can robots teach you how to have sex? So let's dive into this topic with our special guest, Mr. Sean LaCon, as we discuss the latest AI tools developed for the purpose of sexual pleasures. All right, let's bring them on out. Hello there. How are you?
Hello, Dr. Lisa LaCon. Good to see you again.
All right, so you heard the question, right?
I heard the question, yes.
All right, so let me read something to you. So this is from the Daily Mail, and this was written in 2015. So we're now in 2023, but this was out there floating since 2015. Would you let a robot teach you how to have sex? Because now they have AI sex therapists. It's incredible. They have AI sex therapists. And from what I understand, sort of what Curtis was talking about is you have professional sex therapists, sex coaches, sex counselors feeding information into this system, whereas within 15 years, the human may totally be replaced by a sex therapist. What do you think about that?
Well, it depends on which on which side of the bed I woke up this morning.
What you mean?
If I woke up on the side of if I woke up on the horny side, I might say yes. And so if I woke up on the horny side of the bed, I might say, okay, let's get it on, dummy.
Oh, stop.
And if I woke up on the on the holy side of the bed, obviously I'm gonna say no. So it's a very loaded question. I mean, the truth of the matter is most people probably learn sex through what they see on TV, right?
Mhm.
So, which is a form of programming, right? So, I'm just dealing with this from more of a worldly perspective. Obviously, I'm a Christian, so I don't agree with sex outside of marriage, right? But I'm going to be practical today for your show to give you the side of, as the human side of it, right? So, because the human side of it says that um, most people enjoy sex.
Right,
Right.
but are you but do you think humans will be replaced by sex therapists?
I think just humans are going to be replaced by dummies, period.
Now why do you call them dummies?
Well, in the words of Fred Sanford, you big dummy.
But no.
A robot is just like a doll, and a doll is a dummy, right?
Well,
It's like no different than, what do you call them
the
ventriloquists?
the ventriloquist.
Yeah, I mean they mimic, they become the voice of a dummy.
Well, technically, the dummy is a male and the mannequin is a female.
It's still a dummy. It's a male female dummy. They both dummies, and you're just giving life to a dummy, and so, and I bring those back to those terms so people can understand how psychologically insane it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're looking at, it is not a real being, okay?
Right.
It is a fabricated object, no different than a synthetic dildo or synthetic vagina, okay?
Right.
Which has been in existence for a long time. But we're talking about programming here. What is AI doing? It is programming. But human beings are programmed. Everyone is programmed without AI or with AI. You're still programmed. We're programmed through the things that we watch. I mean, ask yourself a question. Who taught you how to have sex? I don't think that your mom set you down and said, well, you just pull down your underwear, spread your legs, and allow them. I don't think that conversation probably happened that way, right? I think it was pretty much we grow up programmed based upon what we see, the lust that we acquire through different entities, objects. I think we, as a male, I mean, you start getting erections, and and you don't even have to be watching anything to have an erection. You reach a certain age where your testosterone, your body and your human function is just at a peak, and it's like what we call, sometimes you wake up in the morning, especially when you were younger, and you got a boner. We used to call it boners back in the day. I don't know what they call it these days.
But my question is, do you think there's going to be a change in how people engage in sexual relations or activities?
Absolutely. I mean, the changes already occurred. I mean, don't forget, in order for AI to replace people, people have to eliminate themselves. Okay? And so, as human beings eliminate their existence, which is what's occurring today, I mean, you have to be replaced, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, and what does that mean? Well, you know, we live in a society that listen to all the music that the generation of today listens is strip club music, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at the videos that you see on TV. Everybody is talking about. Can I say the word PUSSY?
No.
Okay, all right. Well,
No.
everything is about PUSSY and DICK, and
Mm-hmm.
everything that you're listening to is about sex. Gyration. I mean, and didn't somebody have a song called WAP? Wet my
Oh,
PUSSY. You know
yes.
what I'm saying? I mean, and this is what, and millions and millions of kids are buying those records. So you're being programmed, and
Mm-hmm.
so now that you're being programmed, a human being cannot keep up with the amount of sexual perversion that is being injected into your mind every single day. You're being programmed, every single day to say, I need sex. I gotta have sex. And
So,
I gotta have one man, two men, three men, four men. I mean, I
so
gotta
do
have
you
five,
think
six,
do
whatever,
you
seven.
think people will generate to these sex bots? Because
I
if you
think, I
generate to
think, I
sex
think
bots, there's
absolutely.
no disease involved. You won't get pregnant.
I think you're gonna have sex bots to the point whereas people are gonna have a sex bot in their pocket.
What you
Just
mean?
I mean, you're gonna have a blow up sex bot. Just blow it up. Go in the bathroom, deflate it, and then go about your business. I think that yes, absolutely. I mean, people
Mhm.
are going to, uh, you know, uh, be replaced. Women are going to be replaced. Men are going to be replaced. I mean, look at it this way. There's a shortage of men in the world. There's more women in the world than there are men, right?
Mhm.
And so what that but even though there's a shortage, there's no decrease in your urges, right? And so at the end of the day, there's a lot of reasons why people will probably gravitate. Look at the picture that you just showed. Look at that picture right there. He
Right.
he's in the comfort of whatever his home, just say his home. He's
Mhm.
not going outside. Okay.
Right.
She ain't, saying no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She is he's feeling safe and he's feeling comfortable in
Mhm.
that environment, and guess what? At the end of the day, he don't have to he don't have to spend any money in real maintenance. He ain't gotta take her out to eat. He ain't gotta, he ain't gotta have these like long, lengthy, like boring conversations. He can just
Mhm.
say, you know what, I want some PUSS right now. Okay.
That's something. So listen to this. So there was a movie called Ex Machina. Have you heard of that movie, Ex
Yes, I
Machina?
saw the movie.
Oh, you saw it? I didn't see it. Okay. So which follows the story of female robot Ava.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the latest to explore the bizarre line between an AI and sexuality. But as robots become smarter and increasingly lifelike, issues of robot sexuality are moving out of the realm of fantasy because they're starting to look so lifelike. So back in the day, like you mentioned, the blow up doll, we have surpassed the blow up doll. And show the picture of the man. Look at that. So that looks like a programmer with his robot doll, but then you see another image of this robot doll that has a six pack. His hand is in his pan, and his hand looks lifelike with the veins. I mean, look at that.
I
But I
mean, just we saw RoboCop a long time ago, right? I mean, remember the movie RoboCop?
Felicia says, "Yikes!"
I mean, yeah, RoboCop. I mean, listen, the sex toy industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry globally, you know. And what is that? That's pretty much, you know, synthetic objects, And I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, in my past life, I used to watch a lot of porn. Okay, so you see a lot of stuff, right? And so you kind of like, then you started seeing um uh all types of dildos. I mean, there's right here in Jersey every year, I believe they have this expo show where I mean, it's like a sold out event every year. I've never been, where they have all the major porn stars, and then they sell all the objects. I mean, then you started to see them having sex objects with men that their penises can actually ejaculate semen. I mean, it's just like, so guess what? So you're going to have a sex doll. And if you want to sleep with have some Asian DICK or some Hispanic DICK or some African DICK, I mean, you could have about 30 DCKs from different ethnicities in one night. I mean, and guess what? There's nobody there to judge you because it's in the privacy of your home, right? And and as I mentioned, there is such a shortage. Maybe there's not a shortage, but in the speech of women that I have spoken to, they believe there's a shortage of men, and I'm gonna say good men. I don't know if there's a shortage of men. A lot of women don't want to be in a relationship with a deadbeat dude, right?
So they will opt to be with a robot.
Absolutely. I mean, what who's probably gonna be one of the biggest buyers of these synthetic men?
Who?
Senior citizens.
What?
Come on now. You mean to tell me you know about the story that the horny two grand old ladies that hit on me the other day? I mean, come on. Why wouldn't what you think? Seniors don't get down in those senior citizen homes? I mean, there's a whole lot of freaky deaky stuff going on in citizen homes. And guess what? To avoid diseases,
because a lot of them do get diseases.
A lot of diseases. Not only that, men in their 80s, they ain't getting it up as if they were in their 20s, and so they got to use about 30 Viagra. By the time they finish having that sex for that night, they about to go to Jesus land. so on the safe side, they're gonna, you're gonna probably find senior citizen homes that's gonna have a whole plethora of sex dolls, men and women.
So on that note, listen to this.
I just announced a new business.
Listen to this. This is again from the Daily Wire, because the second one said, question, therapist says AI sex surrogates could become commonplace and even be used to treat pedophiles. So this is from the Daily Mail. And this is a person, his name is Kerner. He said, I could imagine for somebody who's say a pedophile, someone with a sexual imprint that really runs counter to society's values, and AI might be helpful of that kind of sexuality to be expressed. Last year, leading robots experts said the emergence of sex bots that resemble children, listen to this, is inevitable. Last year, leading robotics experts said the emergence of sex bots that resemble children is inevitable. They echoed Kerner's views by saying it could form an important part of treatment plans for pedophiles. Childlike robots could be used for pedophiles the way methadone used to treat drug addicts, Arkin said, according to Forbes. What do you think about that?
I mean, everybody likes some crack.
Well, not everybody.
Oh my God. Hold on. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. So they're saying this
everybody likes crack.
Slow down.
Everybody likes crack. Okay, come on.
What?
But wait a minute.
Everybody likes CRAIC, crack. Look it up, crack.
Okay, hold on. All right.
I think he's talking about a different crack. Okay,
I know.
But are they saying that this is a viable treatment, that this is going to be legal?
Yes. Well, yes. How are you going to go against the law of the robot?
Because there's no, I guess there is no law around that, huh? Like there's something that looks like a child and you having sex with it. Like that's not.
It is not a human.
Okay.
You know,
I guess
It could be
right.
part of. It may be part of a treatment plan.
Okay, treatment. Okay.
you know what? At the end of the day, you know, because of what I do as a profession in the world that I've been in for a very long time, I do see the viability of that. Okay, I see the viability of it being used as a form of treatment because at the end of the day, like I said, everybody likes crack. I'm not talking about crack cocaine and crack. CRAIC. Look it up. It means a good time. Okay, everybody likes to have a sense of a good time, and I think that every human being is wired, to have some form of sex to release endorphins, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's viable, but do I really think it could possibly be successful on a larger scale? I'm still on the fence with that, and the reason why is because it's not a human being with a soul, okay, and can not at this stage fight back.
You mean this childlike robot?
Childlike robot. Because see, the thing about pedophiles is more than just them having sex with the child. It's really the power that they have over that child, and the power is ultimately says, I have the power to take your life, to to vanquish you from existence, right? And so it's it may not give them the high, or the endorphin release that they're ultimately looking for, which is to inflict pain on another innocent life.
Well, now, okay, I agree with you, but if you're engaged in sexual relations, a lot of it stems from your mind, right?
All sex is in the mind.
Right. So to what you're saying, what if the person who is labeled as a person that, is a pedophile or whatever, if they use their imagination to look at this robot as someone that perhaps is fighting back, or, they are dominating, could it work? I don't know.
I think it's just it may be a temporal fix. And I think it actually may backfire and trigger a greater aggression, because no matter what, a dummy cannot fight back. Okay?
Right.
It just cannot. Unless you're going to
now, what if you program it? Because if they're going to advance.
That's what I'm saying. As of right now, I don't see it through the advancement. A dummy robot, or I call it a dummy because it's a dummy to me, but they technically are going to be stronger than the physical human being.
Right.
There's another movie that I watched, I think it was called Wife. Okay. And she was a synthetic, beautiful woman. She, the real person had died, but they were able to now take them, program the memories of that person that died into a synthetic robot that looked like the real person. And she pretty much was, that person's wife, and she ended up ultimately killing him, the husband, because of the memories that kept on triggering her, but her strength was 10 times his as a human being. So I think that it's as it evolves. I just think that if we're dealing with the learning AI technology, as AI learns, I think AI is ultimately going to fight back against human aggression.
I believe that. So basically, when the article says childlike robots could be used for pedophiles the way methadone is used to treat drug addicts, basically they're talking about harm reduction, and that's a harm reduction method that people in substance use disorders, that they have. Harm reduction is a form of methadone to kind of wean the person off of that substance. But this is interesting to what you're saying. This is a very interesting point. Researchers believe that within 25 years, now and again, this article was written in 2015. Researchers believe that within 25 years, AI could outperform human intelligence. And many are warning that society needs to put rules in place to prevent robots from taking over. Do you see robots taking over?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's also prophesied in the book of Revelations.
How so?
Because the Bible teaches us that the dragon will, or the beast will give its power to the statue. Okay, book of Revelation, and everyone will bow down and worship the statue. So, what is that in all reality? Even though it's metaphoric, it is a human beings will begin to program statues, robots, okay? And those robots will outperform human beings, and everyone will worship the statue, and that is what is happening. This is where we are in that time now, okay? Because human being, let's be honest, there is a human being programming this AI technology. It's just not popping up, okay? But I don't know if you remember the days, maybe 20-something years ago, longer than that, when IBM came out with the first Watson, the first AI self-learning robot, okay? And it was called Watson, and Watson still exists today.
That is correct.
And Watson is more advanced than any technology that exists, okay? Because it's been learning for the last 20-something or 30 years.
Well, AI actually came out in the 50s, in the mid 50s.
It came out in the 50s, but don't forget, technology has to catch up, okay? And so, because you need superconductor chips in order for technology to advance, you need also the ability to transfer information quicker, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so
you need fiber optics, you need all that stuff.
And the concepts have been around, but then there's other, so technology is catching up to the idea and the thought process. And so, yes, without a shadow of a doubt, if you are a Bible scholar and you understand how to rightfully divide the word and make it practical, it is in the Bible. AI technology is in the Bible. You know what I mean? I mean, robots are in the Bible, in the book of Revelations, and there will be power given to the statue, and everyone will worship the statue. So, yes, so you're probably going to have, just like today, I don't know if you know, but today Biden signed an executive order, okay, in an attempt to regulate AI, okay, because it is a problem. When you right now, the military has planes that don't have pilots.
Right.
I mean, you have drones, but you have planes that actually fly through AI technology. I don't know if you saw this movie with Jamie Foxx. It was a movie whereas this AI plane flew against, they were testing this AI plane that actually thought for itself, okay, against humans, and the AI outdid all of them. And then what ended up happening was the AI plane, they couldn't control it any longer. It became self-aware, and it went on, and it turned against the Navy. And so this is what's happening. You have the technology that exists today of self-learning mechanisms. We've seen the Terminator, we've seen all the Terminators, self-learning synthetic mechanisms, and yes, it will be deemed as gods.
And then listen to this. Will robots have sex with each other? This is also in this article. Last year, this is in 2014. Now, remember this article, and I purposefully found this article, which was in 2015, just to show you what was being talked about back then, that we were not paying attention at all. Like in 2014, 2015, we really weren't thinking about this stuff. But this is out there, and it's been out there probably even prior to 2014. So this says last year, 2 cybernetics experts gave their views on how robots might reproduce. Novelist George Zarkadakis, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm sorry, George. I'll say George Z. Said robots that are both silicon and carbon based could have sex at a molecular level to produce offspring, although how this could happen is unclear. AI expert Professor Noel Sharkey, meanwhile, said that there might not be any need to look at molecules, as robots can be bred by swapping software. So the code used to make robots perform certain tasks particularly well can be combined to create a child.
Listen, that's all futuristic. I mean, I think that all these things are possible. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, what is robots really doing? Robots is an enhancement to human flaws, right? And so, right now, you see a lot of layoffs, but next year is going to be a lot of layoffs. Why? Because Amazon's going to lay off a lot of people. Why? They're going to automate it. They got robots now. Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, Walmart's going to be laying off a lot of people. Okay. You're going to see the workforce shrink so rapidly next year in 2024 because of the rise of AI technology. And it's going to be a really, really scary time for humans. It's already started. It's going to just get worse. I mean, right now, there's AI technology that can take your beautiful looking face and your beautiful red lipstick lips, okay, and your bright smile. They can scan your image right now, okay, and they can literally put you in a bikini, make you look like you are you are already amazing, but make you look even okay, and put you in a 2-piece on Instagram. Okay.
And we've seen that, Curtis, right?
Yes, we have. As a matter of fact, I was trying to upload that picture of Sean where here it is right here. Yeah, tell me if y'all remember this picture, but y'all never actually took this picture. But tell me if you remember this picture, Sean. Do you remember taking that picture?
Yeah.
But something's missing, right?
My wife is missing.
Right. Right. So in the original picture, both of y'all were in that picture, but I needed a headshot of Sean, so I used the AI, the generative AI. That's what it's called, generative AI in Photoshop, and took you out of the picture.
Oh, just X me out.
Well, here's the thing, I mean, here's the crazy thing. I mean, they just finished testing the first AI lawyer. Mm-hmm. Okay. That picture right there, the ramifications of false evidence. You can now you can now use AI technology to literally throw someone in prison that did nothing for the rest of their life, to frame somebody.
Right. Create a video, create their voice.
This thing is so, we are given power. Like I said, humans are given power to the statue. And yet everyone will begin to worship. I mean, going back to your original topic about, the whole sex thing. I mean, listen, do I believe that it's probably going to be one of the fastest growing businesses? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. I looked into the business world of selling sex dolls. I'm not gonna lie, because it's gonna be one of the fastest. It's gonna be one of the fastest growing businesses that exists, because there's a couple of things that people just won't give up. Most people won't give up. Okay, most people won't give up their weed. Okay, and most people won't give up their PUSSY or their DICK.
Now, Sean, but see what you getting into. See, what's going to happen is it's not going to be called a sex bot. It's going to be called a companion.
Oh, of course.
Companion. It's you know what I mean? Like, so who's not going? An older person, just like you said, older person, right? That's the market right there. Older person, they want a companion. Here's a person that's walking around, pushing your wheelchair, doing whatever you want, having sex with you, talking to you, everything.
Listen, I know a few men that sleep with over 100 women per year. Okay. I mean, and I've known these men for a long time. Okay. I mean, and they pride themselves in how many women they can sleep. And they don't care if you're married, they don't care what your status is in life. Their goal in life is just to sleep with as many women as they possibly can and brag about it.
So what do you think that's going to do? Do you think they will be interested in this bot?
You know what? I think there needs to be a law, okay, that they need to actually, that's all they can have is a sex bot. Because them ninjas got problems. Okay?
But there goes the whole thing about not with pedophiles per se, but it kind of goes in line with the harm reduction, because you're kind of reducing the harm of other people and maybe themselves. You're reducing the probability of them getting a sexual transmitted disease, acquiring, but
I mean, listen, I'm a firm, listen, and it may sound very harsh. I don't believe that men like that need to exist on the planet. I just think they do more harm to humanity than they do any good. I don't believe that, like I said, I'm a Christian, so I come from a Christian perspective. I believe that a man and a woman should be married, and that's who that person's lifetime sexual partner should be, period.
So my final question, where do you see this technology in terms of these pleasure bots, companion bots, sex bots? I don't know what they're going to be called. Where do you see it evolving in 10 years?
It's already here. It's taken over. And I said, and coming from a biblical reference, the Bible said in the last days, men and women will not be getting married. Okay. And guess what? You're still going to be having sex, right? And at the end of the day, you're going to, depending upon the cost. Hey, listen, I envision Walmart having like a 5-for-1 deal.
What you mean?
Five bots for the price of one special. Go down the Walmart aisle, say you got Asia over here, you got Africa over here. Okay, I mean, we ain't gonna be worrying about groceries. We gonna be selling pussy. Oh, okay.
Oh, see, I told you stop.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. We ain't selling milk and cookies anymore. We selling real goodies and cookies. Okay?
And you know what else about AI that I noticed? That is starting to mimic our attitudes.
Like I said, you have to, it's going to evolve to become human-like. There's no way around that. I mean, I have watched the evolution of AI in the sex industry. I have paid attention.
Right, I know.
I'm not, I tell you about it all the time. I have seen it go from the synthetic,
with a blow up.
Forget about the blow up. Also, I've seen it go from just the toys.
Oh, right.
I've seen the evolution of the toys. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing ejaculates.
Yeah, they have that is true.
This thing squirts. I mean, like, whoa, what the? I've seen it go from that to now I've seen, the blow ups, okay,
Mhm.
which to me it looked really stupid. It looked like if a good Kansas wind come and blow, you blown away. You blown away with the bot and the penis, and you just hold on to the penis and it blows you away. To now I'm seeing it being outfitted to the point where as it went from really looking really like a robot, now looking like that. Now it talks, it groans. You know what I mean? It's the penises are interchangeable. Depending upon what size you feel like having for the night. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just like you can take the head off and put a different face on it. I mean, and it talks. It calls your name. It says what you want it to say. I've seen the evolution of it.
Because you can program it to say
Yeah,
what you want it to
I've
say.
followed it. I mean, and now now they're using human-like skin, so it feels like a human being. I've seen this evolution of it, and so now, and now it evolved to now it's self-learning, you know. So in other words, so whatever you like, whatever you like, what man wouldn't want to be with a woman that says whatever you like?
You want me to start saying that?
Yes, honey. Just keep say it now. Say it loud. Say make daddy proud. Baby. Whatever you like. I mean, come on. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, so I've seen the evolution. I've been paying attention, and what it does, in my opinion, it is just filling. It's really just complementing the wickedness and the sinful imagination of man. Okay, because this stuff is happening, and what's the entity that's really silent. I always got to get back to this. The church is very silent about when it comes down to sin. Okay, these days you don't hear a lot of churches preaching that anymore. You don't hear a lot of churches preaching about the sanctity of marriage and holiness and righteousness. You got people that are quote unquote Christians that are fornicating, and having sex outside of marriage and confessing, to be saved and whatever you want to.
So, in your opinion, having these sexual relations with a bot, that's sinful?
Absolutely. I mean, no matter, like I said, I'm old school. So no matter how many ways you slice the pie, it's just like masturbation is sinful. You know what I mean? Why? Because all sex starts in the mind. No matter what, it all is in the mind. And so, going back to the scriptures, Jesus hit it on the nail. I mean, and it hit it real hard. It's like, wow, this is really deep. He said, if you even think about a woman in with lust in your heart, you have already committed adultery. I mean,
so what if someone gets married to these companions?
Well, you can get married to that companion or you want to, but guess who didn't sanction that covenant? God.
Because there's not a human.
Because it's not a human. That
artificial.
That dummy, in the words of Sanford and Son, is not made in the image and the likeness of God.
Right. Okay. It's artificial. The name says it. It's artificial.
But it complements what the book of Romans says. Romans says, that every person, mankind will begin to do whatever their lustful imagination leads them to do. So if you want to go worship the tree and make the tree into your God, you're gonna go there. If you want to go hump the tree, you're gonna go hump the tree. You know what I mean? And so it's no different. I mean, people have already been using objects. I told the last time I was on your show, I talked about the woman that was having sex with her dog. People have been practicing bestiality for a long time. There's a lot of people that practice bestiality. And that's something that we kind of like, it's been hidden under the rug, but it's a fact.
Yes, and this woman, I believe she was in London. She was married. She got married to a Doberman, or I don't know if it was Doberman, but it was a dog. She got married to a big dog.
Yeah, so it's no different, you know.
And she had a wedding ceremony and everything.
Sure. I mean, this has been going on. I mean, like I said, you don't hear these things on the news on a regular basis, but we live in a world that has over 7 billion people, you know. So I'm gonna just throw the number, at least 1 billion people are having sex with an animal.
All right, so we're getting ready to wrap it up. What are your thoughts, my urbanites? Like, what have you really heard anything about this? Been paying any attention, or is this something foreign? I don't know. Curtis, have you ever heard about this? Like the
I mean, you see different things, and you know, like certain things, like he's saying, even from back in the day, you want from RoboCop on up, we've always heard of, you know, there being like robots that are being like people. And then of course, you know, they have all the different sex toys, stuff like that, just like Sean said, and then your boy Joe Rogan was promoting the fleshlight and all that stuff. But now it's just integrated into one thing, and a lot of the technologies and a lot of the advancements in different areas are converging. Okay, but wait a minute, wasn't there a something with the disabled thing that you had mentioned before too, with the technology, like why the sometimes technology be old for other groups of people,
so,
and then it just integrates with other stuff later on down the line, and then it makes something else.
Absolutely.
So that's what we have now.
Absolutely.
Just tell them about that.
In the world of work and working with people with disabilities, we call it assistive technology. And this assistive technology has been around for a very long time. And I share an interesting story about a man that I work with. He was a publicist. I had no idea that he was blind. So this was back in 2009. And what happened was I used to work for a large nonprofit organization, and we rolled out assistive technology working for the deaf community and hard of hearing. So we had to invite the local news stations, Channel 7, Channel 5, News 12 came out. So I'm speaking on a regular basis to the gentleman who's in charge of PR. Now, I had no idea that he was blind. So we talked on the phone. He would send me emails. We would correspond that way, phone, emails. He even sent
me. Was that Raven?
I'm sorry?
Raven.
Oh, he even sent me a copy of his the press release. And I read the press release, called him, said it's fine, So the day of the opening, he comes to where we are, you know, launching this event where all of the journalists are and whatever. So as I walk toward him, I see this gentleman, and he has his walking assistant stick, and he's walking with a companion because he's totally blind. But he did all of that stuff with what we call assistive technology. And the assistive technology that he used is called JAWS, JAWS. And that is job access with speech. So at that time, because he had a visual impairment, because he was blind, of course he could speak and whatever, but he talked, and the program was talk to text. Even back then, it did his emails, it did the press release, it did everything. So yeah, so it's very interesting.
Yes. So
assistive technology is like, oh my gosh, this has been around and working with people with disabilities for a while.
Right. So now that technology, like, it gets more advanced and more advanced and more advanced.
Right.
And then it becomes useful to people that don't even
have disabilities per se, but it's
right.
something that Sean said, the frailties of man. So it can assist. So say, for instance, rather than spending 3 weeks engaged in an activity, you can use AI, cut down those 3 weeks, and it would take an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm. And also one other thing I want to say too, because like Sean was mentioning how they talk about like a show where they talk about robots taking over and AI taking over. Well, actually, that was, and you mentioned 2015. That was actually the plot to Marvel movies Age of Ultron, and that was in 2015 actually. So it was about how the good guys created an AI robot to protect themselves, and it turned against them and tried to kill them because it saw them as the bad guy.
That's always the theme of these shows dealing with AI and robots, whether it's the Terminator, whether it's iRobot, whether it's, they always turn. So, you know, I think these movies are a glimpse into the future. And, you know, it's really, really interesting. All right, Mr. LaCon, thank you so very much. Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh, wait, here we go. There we go.
Okay, go ahead.
It was a great topic. You know, I mean, listen, if I was married to my beautiful wife, Dr. Lisa LaCon, and I was still in my sinful days, I would have me 5 sex bots.
Oh, stop.
Maybe 10, 20. As long as I can get a 2-for-1 special or you know, have a 20%, 30% off sale. I'm gonna have one in every room, every bed. No, I'm gonna have more than one. I'm gonna have several. I'm gonna sleep with about 5 of them every night.
How would you do it if you have to travel?
Huh?
If you have to travel somewhere?
Oh, I got a business model for that. I'm gonna put I'm gonna have a subscription plan. I'm gonna have a subscription plan where I sign up for a sex bot escort subscription.
They come with your carry-on luggage. They come with your carry-on luggage.
I'm gonna have me and one waiting for me at the airport, at the hotel. I'm gonna have one in the cab while I'm driving. You know, doing something to me.
You're gonna be sitting like this.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, shoot. I'm gonna have a stress reliever every 5 minutes. But thank God for Jesus. Thank God I've been.
Yes, thank God for Jesus. Hallelujah.
Married to a beautiful woman. I ain't gotta worry about all that. I can stay home in the comfort of my house and not worry about anybody seeing me on my subscription plan with a white one, a black one, a Chinese one, a Hispanic one, a Dominican, the Republic one.
Hey, what? Hey, the Martian, you can have a Martian, you can have anything.
Oh, yeah.
I can have a green one, a blue one, a green one. I can have a whole Star Trek sex episode.
Star Trek. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Because Sean LaCon loves some crack.
Oh, Lord.
C-R-A-I-C, crack.
Wait a minute. C-R-A-I-C.
I love some crack.
That's crack or creek?
Huh?
That's crack or creek?
You call it crack, I call it crack.
Okay.
C-R-A-I-C. I say crack, you say crake.
All right, we're out of here. Oh, thank you again. Until next time, Mr. LaCon.
Love you too, baby.
Love you.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Listen, this stuff is kind of, I don't want to say it's scary, but I don't know.
It's just the way of the world. I mean, it's just where we're headed. It's just,
and we're gonna, I guess, roll with it.
Yeah, we ain't got no choice at this point. We gotta, you know. But like Sean said, you know, he'll make a business out of it because, like, we gotta adapt. We just gotta adapt and keep evolving too.
Yeah.
That's all. We're not gonna stop evolving. Just like, but the AI evolves faster, but we ain't gonna stop either. But before we get out of here, let's play a sneak peek before we get out of here. And
okay. All right. So, how would you differentiate between love and lust?
I encountered 2 very old, maybe 80 years old, Caucasian women. I guess I sat on something. I had a tag on my butt. They were standing behind me, and it almost looks like you have a price tag that you're for sale.
Oh my God.
Do you mind if I take it off? And I said, oh, thank you so much. But she said, but guess what? She said, but if you are for sale, I'm buying.
You should have took one for the team.
Thanks for the offer, though.
I wouldn't sell him for $1 million.
I mean, that stuff's been happening since I was a kid. I mean, I used to live in an apartment building, and the lady on the first floor used to have sex with her Doberman Pinscher.
All right, okay.
So listen.
Oh Lord! I gotta say something.
I'll tell you the truth. I mean, we were kids. We all knew when the dog. We all knew what the dog was doing.
While the dog made noise.
Oh yeah, the dog.
We got to stop.
Believe said my Dobie was safe.
Woo! Oh my God. Oh no.
Holy shit.
All right. Thank you for entering into the Urban Suite where you laugh, learn, cry, and grow. And on that note, Molly, take us away.